Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to continue with chapter number 5, study of design patterns from subject software architecture and design patterns. So in last sessions we have seen about that creational patterns. We have seen about creational patterns, then types of that creational patterns, factory method pattern, then singleton pattern, builder pattern. Okay. And in last sessions we have seen about structural pattern, types of that structural pattern, that is adapter, then decorator pattern, packet pattern. Okay. So in yesterday's session, we have started with that behavioral pattern. From that, we have seen that observer pattern, strategy, and state pattern. Observer pattern with the structure and example. Then strategy pattern we have seen. Then we have seen the state pattern. Okay. Now in today's session, we are going to continue with command pattern from behavioral pattern. So what is the intent of that command pattern? It encapsulates a request as an object, thereby letting you parameterize clients with different requests, queue or log request, and support undoable operations. It promotes invocation of a method on an object to full object status. An object-oriented callback is there. Encapsulate a request in an object. Then it allows the parameterization of clients with different requests. It also allows saving the request in a queue. So this is the intent of the command pattern. So here you can see the structure of command pattern. So there is a client, then command, then invoker is there, a receiver, concrete command here. That client will instantiate that concrete command here, having that interface command. Okay, so having one method that is execute. Here execute receiver dot action here. Your receiver is the class. Client will instantiate the concrete command from that interface, and it will receive that command and it will take the action on that command here. Okay, so this is the structure of the command pattern. Here you can see the example for that. Client, one agent is there, then order class. Okay, here then buy. Here you can see that buy stock order class is there. Here, client will instantiate this buy stock order class having some properties, some attributes and methods. Okay, it will execute that. Here you can see the note. It will execute, this class will execute stock buy method. Here you can see that this is the interface. We have to execute that. Okay, so this class will execute that buy method from that stock trade. Here you can see it will receive the request and it will execute that buy method stock dot buy. Okay, from this class. Okay, then it also having sell method here from that stock trade. Here you can say stock dot sell. Okay, so sell stock command is also there, another class having some properties and methods here. Here you can see the main class from client public static void main string arguments. This is the main class. Client is the main class. Here stock trade. Here you can see the class. Client uses this class stock trade, creating the object for that stock is equals to new stock trade. Here the object of this class is stock. Here you can see the execute stock dot buy. We are going to execute the buy and sell method here, stock dot buy and stock dot sell. Okay, then another class is there, buy stock command. Here buy stock command. Okay, then the object for that bs is equals to new buy stock command with their object. Okay, stock, then sell stock command. Here you can see the buy stock and sell stock. Here we are going to create the object for that. Then another class is there, agent dot agent is equals to new agent. We are going to create the object for that. Okay, we are going to execute that um, shares from that buy shares and share sell that shares by using the object of all these two classes here. Okay, so this is the command pattern. Here you can see the structure of the term command pattern, having client, then command. We are going to execute that command. We are having that concrete command. That means that client will instantiate that concrete command having the methods execute. we are going to execute that method, or we are going to execute that command from client. Okay, and we are going to take the actions on that command. Okay, so here you can see the programming example of that command pattern. So public, we are having one interface like order. Public interface order, we are having one method for that, that is execute here. We are having one interface, having one method execute. Okay, so we are having one receiver class stock trade. Here you can see one receiver class stock trade. This is the receiver class here. Okay, then that having two methods, that is public void buy method is there and sell method is there in that stock trade receiver class. Okay, this is the receiver class, this is the interface here. Okay, so in that public void buy, we are going to print that you want to buy stock, and in sell method we are going to print that you want to sell stocks. Then another one is invoker is there. Here you can see the agent is the invoker. Okay, having some methods, private attributes like private m order sq is equals to new array list. Having some invokers are there. Having one method public agent. Here you can see that public agent. Okay, then having void place order. Here you can see the methods like place order. Okay, place order and sell method is there for that. Okay, so it will be place the order by using the object that order sq dot add last. Okay, it will add the last from that array list. Okay, then it will execute order dot sq dot get first and remove. Okay, then next one is concrete command class. Here you can see that concrete command class. This is the concrete command class. That one is buy stock order. Okay, here you can see the buy stock order. This is the concrete class here, buy stock order. And in this class, it will implement the interface here. This class will implement the interface order, having some private attributes and public attributes like private stock trade stock. Okay, it will implement that interface, and we are going to add that receiver class here, object of that receiver, that stock trade is the receiver class. We are going to add here, you can see this private stock trade. Okay, with their object. Then public buy stock order in bracket stock trade, object of that st here, stock is equals to st now. Okay, then we are going to execute that stock dot buy. Here we are going to buy that shares. Then another concrete class is there, sell stock. Here you can see sell stock, another concrete class is there. In that we are going to sell that share. Okay, so it also includes that interface or receiver class is there. Okay, so by class sell stock order implements the order. Then it includes that private share, sorry, private stock trade in or that object of that receiver class. Okay, having one method, that public sell stock order includes that object of that receiver class. So now the stock is equals to st, that means that object. And having one method, that public void execute, that it will execute that sell method. Okay, from that stock trade. Okay, so now we are going to implement that client, that is our main method. Okay, that client is having uh, main method with their all these classes, and receiver class is there with their object. We are going to pass the parameter to that object. Then we are having invoker class here, invoker is there. Then concrete classes, concrete command classes are there. Here you can see the stock trade, this is the receiver class with this object. Then buy stock order with object, then sell stock order with the object. Okay, we are going to pass object as a stock. Here you can see the stock dot sell, that means we are going to sell and buy the shares. Now we are going to invoke, that is using invokers object, that is agent dot place order, and we are passing the parameter as that bsc object. Here you can see this is from buy stock. Okay, now we are going to buy the shares and we are going to sell that shares. So this is all about command pattern. Now we will see the example of command pattern here. So the command pattern allows the request to be encapsulated as objects, thereby allowing clients to be parameterized with different requests. Here you can see the check at the dinner Here you can see the example of dinner. The waiter or waitress takes an order or command. Waiter takes an order or command. Okay, this waiter will take the order or command from a customer. Here, customer. That means customer place the order. Here, the order is then queue for a short order cook. Then here you can note that the pad of checks used by each waiter is not dependent on the menu, and therefore they can support commands to cook many different items. Here you can see the example of command pattern that customer or client will place the order, then waiter or director is there. It will take that order from that customer, then that order or command that after placing that order, it will pass to that receiver here, cook. Okay, that order may be multiple orders are there. Okay, at single time. So this is the example of command pattern, how commands are executed here. The next pattern is iterator pattern. So iterator pattern allows us to access contents of a collection without exposing its internal structure. What iterator pattern is, it has access contents of a collection without exposing its internal structure. Without exposing that internal structure of the design, we can access the contents of that collection. Okay, then it supports multiple simultaneous traversal of a collection. Then it provides a uniform interface for traversing different collections. It provides a uniform interface for traversing different collections. Here you can see the structure of iterator pattern. Here it having aggregate, client, then iterator is there having some method, then concrete iterator. Okay, iterator interface having that class concrete iterator, then concrete aggregate is there, which derived from that aggregate. It will create that iterator. Okay, here you can see the iterator, create iterator, or yeah, iterator will create iterator, return new concrete iterator, pointing to this. Okay, so this is the structure of iterator pattern. Here you can see the example of iterator pattern through program. Interface iterator, we are having interface iterator here, having two methods has next and public object next. Here you can see that we are having two methods, next and first. Here you can see, then interface I container. Okay, so we are having another interface, that is I container public iterator, having one method public iterator, create iterator. Okay, so here we are having two classes that will implement all these two interfaces, that is class book collection implements. Okay, class books collection implements I container interface. Okay, I container interface having method create iterator. Here we are having parameters for this books collection implements that interface I container. For that class books collection, we are having parameter that is private string m titles. Okay, we are having list of arrays here, that is design patterns with 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, then we are implementing that interface having one method that is create iterator, that is public iterator, create iterator. Okay, this method is from that interface I container. We are going to implement that method here, that is book iterator result is equals to new book iterator. So this is another class book iterator. Okay, we are creating object of that book creator, that is result here is equals to new book iterator, and we are going to return the result from this book iterator here. Okay, so this method is from that interface I container. Okay, so next class is private class book iterator that implements iterator interface having two methods, public boolean has next and public object next. Here, as this class is private, so we have to access this class using this operate. Here you can see the private integer m position. Then public boolean has next method. We are going to implement that iterator interface here. So we have to implement the methods from that interface. So if m position is less than m titles dot length, here m titles is from that books collection. So if m position is less than m titles dot length, then return true, else return false. Okay, so it will check one by one. If that position is less than the titles dot length, then it will return true. either it will return false. Then next method is public object next. So if this dot has a next, this will be used for accessing the private members here. So it will, if this dot has a next, then it will return m titles in bracket m position plus plus. So it will increment that position, or it will check for next positions. Okay. So if this dot has next, if is there any next, then it will return that next, else it will return null. Okay. So this is the iterator pattern. Iterators are there. Okay. So we are going to see the examples for that iterator. Here you can see the example of television set, channel frequencies, channel iterator is there. Here you can see the channel iterator interface. We are having next and previous. We are going to change the channels next and previous if next is there. Okay, that means we are going to check has next, then previous. Okay, channel selector is there. Through that we can move forward for further. Okay, here you can see the tune channel, method of traversal. Here we are going to traverse with that channel frequency with here channel frequencies. These are the two classes like here like books collection, and yeah, these two classes will implement that interface channel iterator. Okay, this is the example of iterator pattern here. Okay, so in this way we have finished that chapter number 5 from study of design patterns. We have seen all the patterns, that is creational, structural and behavioral pattern from this chapter number 5. So that's it for today's session. Okay, thank you.